Yes, I guess I'm going to be talking to myself for a second because I have to wait for people to actually come and get into the chat, which sucks because there were people already in here and now they're not. Well, there's some people. Yay! Yeah, because you want to know what happened? Of course, because it's a Mercury retrograde, right? So let's go ahead and. Oh my God, you removed some of my content on Facebook because it. What in the hell? Oh my God, now what? Okay. What is this? I can't even see it. I can't even show this image. Guys, what in the. Oh my God. Okay. Whatever. March 6th, they removed something that I posted. You can't post or message. It ends on. What? So someone reported one of my pictures. I can't even see what it was. It definitely wasn't what it says it was. Request review. Wow, now you guys get to watch me go through this because I was about to go and change it on my. Can someone go to my Facebook and please post the new link in my promo for this? Okay. Yeah, you misunderstood the photo. Okay. No. Okay, go back then. It's something else. You got it wrong. No, I don't even know what it was. It's like we can't even show you the image that you're getting reported for. But let's go ahead and yeah. How am I supposed to know which one it was even? Okay, you misunderstood the photo. We'll put that. Okay. Oh, I know what it was. Someone reported my John Podesta artwork that I posted in the comments section. Yes. Okay. Yeah, submit. I know what it was. Oh my God, guys. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so now I can't post until and they can't even show me the photo. It says someone reported the photo, but they won't show me what the photo was for me to be able to dispute it. That is messed up. Okay, yeah, I got it. But can I at least go and see my account? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so what? I can't even go into my Facebook right now? Is that it? Okay. I wasn't trying to change my freaking things. Oh my God, guys. Ugh. You can't create ads. Got it. Can't. Okay, got it. I got it. Like, can we? Okay, now it let me back in somehow. I don't know, some way. All right. Thank you for being patient with me. Okay. All right. So is it going to let me post it? Oh, I temporarily can't post anything. You know what? Such fucking ridiculousness. Oh, thank you, Geraldine. I see that you went and posted it. Although it's not going to let it be a clickable link because it's not the author. So, yay. Yay. Awesome. Mercury retrograde. All because I put it was a meme. It said, I'm going to tell my kids this is what the U.S. Congress looked like. And it was like eyes wide shut, a picture from there. And so underneath that, like some people were like, oh, this is crazy, like they're talking about Anderson Cooper and oh wait, no, it wasn't that one. It was the one with Anderson Cooper as a child and his mom, and there was a picture behind him that was like basically a satanic worshiping thing, child sacrifice thing. And so I put down in there like, oh well, here's some more pictures from the Vanderbilt, right? Probably shouldn't even be saying it. I'm probably getting myself censored on here. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to my voluntary public humiliation ritual that I go through and put myself through every now and then on Fridays. Yeah. Just kidding. Or am I? Okay. It appears you can click on the Facebook link. The link in Facebook. It does work. Okay, good, Geraldine. Thank you. I can't go and delete that until they review my thing. I should have known I was going to manifest something like this. My daughter got her account on Roblox permanently banned yesterday. Permanently. And she was just devastated. And I was thinking back about how I remember when I used to get so worked up about being, kicked off of Facebook or like blocked from Facebook, which now, and it was just starting to get back up in the views and stuff again and the followers. So it's like, of course they're going to have me set back because, and I knew, see, this is why I stopped sharing stuff like this. This is exactly why I used to share all sorts of like conspiracy, not which is truth now. Basically, all the conspiracy stuff that we were talking about back in 2020s and all that type of stuff. It's like now we all know it's true. So now I'm just sharing the truth that we already know is true, and I'm gonna get in trouble for it. Yeah. Oh, guys. Okay, I'm just letting y'all roll in here. I actually started on time today. Yes, I actually announced I'd be on at 7:15, and I tried to start at 7:15, but it looks like, YouTube was like, no, how about not? Because someone had accidentally pulled out the USB plug for my mic. And if you don't start with the mic working, it won't let you alter it. That's the thing. Like, even if you stop and restart your computer, it won't do it. So now I'm going to have to fix that. Yay. I don't know about y'all, but I am, I think my best friend put it in a good way today when I was talking to her. And I am disappointed with humanity at this point. I'm disappointed. I don't know what to think. I'm definitely energetically and emotionally being affected by what is going on over in Iran and what is happening around the world. I can literally feel it. I woke up before I even knew that that's what was happening. I woke up, I'd had this horrible dream where I was in an airport or something. Or I think it was an airport anyway. I think it was an airport now, only because when I talked to someone the next day, they were talking about their family, knowing that they're living close to this airport that was blown up. And so anyway, I had this dream. I was holding a baby and I was trying to go through this metal detector and I was trying to get out of there really quickly. And I woke up really sad. I woke up really depressed. Not only that, but my cat, I would leave my window open a little bit so she could sit on the ledge, and something happened and it spooked her so bad. And I was asleep, but I knew that she ran out of the room at the moment that this happened. And it was like she got so scared that her claws were all out and she literally just scratched me. I don't know. I can probably show it to you guys. Look at this. Look at this. You see that? Like, she scratched me so deep. This is from a week ago. Okay. Like, oh my God. So I don't know. I'm very upset about it. Only legends get banned. Thank you, Jason. That does cheer me up a little bit. Okay. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Victor. I'm sure Joanna is in here, right? Where is Joanna? She was the first one in here in the last one. Miss White Swan, lovely to see you. Jason, good to see you. Crispy Knee, glad to have you here. Surprised to see you here a little bit. Where's game design though? Where did game design go? There he is. Okay. I was a little worried about you for a second. I was like, no, he better fucking be here. All right. And he was, so I'm glad. Okay. So what the hell is going on with the world, right? What is going on? It's like, I didn't think that we could get more divided than we already were as a people, as a consciousness, but I literally do not know what to think. And I think that's probably part of the whole point of the dark entities, or just even the energies going on right now with all the astrology, the Mercury retrograde. But it just feels like there's just a state of confusion, and I do not know what's going on going in the future. Like, it's like there's all these people that want to sit out there and pump that there's some ulterior game plan behind this bombings and this World War III, basically, that it feels like has started. And it's just like, I think I heard the other day, you realize like we're involved in 8 different wars now. America's involved in like 8 different wars of some sort. I forget which video I saw it on, but even just being in one is too many. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the promises. He was going to be a peace president, and people are like, yeah, he is. We were basically damned if we do, damned if we don't. Like people were and I get it. There are bad people everywhere. Okay. But I believe that the whole reason behind this is what? You know who I'm talking about. The country, the little country that thinks that that basically does run America. Like we went to war for them. Because if we were going to war for the good of Iran, then why would we have waited this long? Granted, listen, if I end up being wrong about all this, I will gladly and with honors step forward and say, hey, you know what? I sensed that wrong. I got that wrong. You guys were right. There's still some hope to hold on to. There really was some plan behind all of this that was going to like bring the world into a peaceful state. Like I will gladly say that. But right now, all I can do is go on the information that I am being given, the information that we are all being given. And it just seems really, I don't know, it seems really not good. I just keep thinking about all those people over there. And I don't know why it's affecting me like this. It's no other in my past, I guess probably because I was a different person back then. It didn't really affect me as much. But like I literally woke up and I cried this morning after watching this video of this traveler who had traveled around Iran and had taken all these videos. And he was like, this is what you don't see. This is the positive side, because there's good and there's bad everywhere, right? There's good and there's bad everywhere. Hold on, I want to see what some of you guys are saying in the chat, because I'm sure people have some very strong opinions. And if there's something that I'm not considering here that you really think that I should consider, please feel free to throw it in the chat and I will take a look at it, because this is what we're doing today. Because we're gonna, the blood moon, right? Like that was the night of the blood moon. I woke up that night. And I barely slept. Like I woke up at like 2:30 or something. I barely slept for 2 nights in a row. I was like, what is going on here? Oh, my camera's going to go all the way around. I'm going to see myself in the freaking camera view here. I'm going to see the wrinkles. I'm going to not want to look. And it's like, this is the kind of day I'm having. I'm just, yeah, we need to stay grounded. And funnily enough, Jason, I actually do feel really grounded. Like I feel a little bit like, and I don't want to, maybe it might be a little bit apathetic in a way, but it's almost like, I don't know, just like, I'm not super happy. I'm not super duper sad. I'm kind of just like neutral right now, it feels like, which felt like the perfect time to come out here and do tarot readings and to talk about the couple little things that I wanted to talk about. Because usually when I'm not in that's the thing, when I do tarot readings and stuff like that, when I'm going to be channeling for people or doing my psychic mediumship, like it's better for me not to be in my own chaotic emotional state, because the thing about using tools, right, like tarot, okay, is that I do believe they can be influenced by your own energies. So the better you get at controlling your own energy, the better I feel like at tarot you're going to be, because it's not going to be influenced by your own personal energies. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So let me just read some of what you guys are actually saying. Ah, yes. And now he's in the middle of it. Yes, Victor, I see what you're saying. I'm not surprised that it started around the blood moon. You know how those people work. You know how the elite work. The saying where it's like millionaires don't believe in astrology, billionaires do. And it's because there really is something to it. If I see this little, I don't know. I must be able to see. I keep doing this, like when I'm, and then like I get like this line there, and I'm like, please, God, please. My sister has that line. I don't want to look like my sister. Okay. So, let's see. Staying grounded. All right, hold on. Let's see what Miss White Swan has to say. Okay. I haven't read this all the way through. I'm just going to read it out loud. I hope you don't mind, Miss White Swan. When my Iranian friend died recently, I inherently knew this war would happen. Zia told me all about his family being slaughtered in the revolution. It fucked me up. That is fucked up. I'm so sorry to hear that you have friends and family that might be over there, you know, like personally, my best friend too, she has family that lives over that way. And so I worry for her family too. And I worry how she's feeling about that because of the fact that her family is, it's like, man, can you just get your family over here if you can? But who wants to leave their home? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to leave their home? Yeah, the timing is no coincidence. Game designer, you're funny. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. Okay. So why don't we get on to some of the other stuff that I'm going to want to touch on real quick, and then we'll start pulling cards because why not, right? And I did, in case my hair falls down too far, like into my face, all nonstop. I brought a clip just in case. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys real quick is that something I've been doing recently that's been new, because I've told you guys, like I've really am learning to unlock the flow of abundance and money in my life. And if there's any other comments you want to say, like I said, if there's things that I should consider that I have not considered about what is going on here, because right now I just feel like, what the fuck is the United States doing? You know what I'm saying? What are they doing? It's like the rug was pulled out from under us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so please, if you're listening to this later on, please write it in the comments. I'm more than willing to hear people out, especially considering, you know, the conspiracy community. This is what brought us all together, was our belief that we were there was going to be some major overhaul and that some plan was going to go through and change things. And now it seems like there is some of the stuff happening, but was that all just pre-planned for us to lay back, relax, and accept as they switch out the old for the new? Like who's the one doing the planning here? I don't know. Oh, Joanna, welcome back. I was wondering where you went. I was like, where is she? She was like the first person here. But anyway, so let's go very briefly. I'm going to just tell you guys, I've started doing something new because, you know, you can make energetic amulets. Okay, so if you're trying to unlock money and abundance in your life, metal holds on to energies that you put into it more easily than maybe crystals might hold on to it really good too, but I heard metal does it really good. So what I've been doing is I've been holding this, and gold holds the most energetically, is what I was taught. So I have this gold coin, as you can see. Does anyone remember where this gold coin came from? I did a stream with this gold coin so many years back. At this point, I feel like this is the coin of the dead wife from American Gods. Anyone remember that show, American Gods? Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows, and they were telling us too much truth, and so they had to shut it down, you know, because they were showing us how belief in entities or individuals like actually gives them power. You know what I'm saying? So this coin particularly, though, what it represented to me was the coin, like I said, of the dead wife. It was the lucky coin of a leprechaun who lost it in a poker game to Shadow Moon. Funny, Shadow Moon. We're talking about the blood moon and stuff. And his wife had died, and so he took the coin and he put it on her grave, and it sunk through the earth, and it went into her heart, and it restarted her heart, and it brought her back to life. Only when it brought her back to life, it made her completely colorblind, like her body was still dead, and the only light that she could see was the light coming from him. And so that was how she knew how to follow him, because he had this, you know, big mission or whatever. But anyway, to get back to the point of what I was saying, so I hold this and I say, I am an amazing good luck generator. Money flows to me in abundance, easily and often. I'm an amazing good luck generator. Money flows to me easily and in abundance. And it's been working, guys. I'll tell you. I mean, whatever belief and manifestations, they do work. So there's a little tip for you guys. If you have any coins, especially a gold one, you can go to the bank, I think, and get gold coins too still. I don't know. But anyway, so I also wanted to update you guys on my Candida cleanse very briefly, very quickly, touch on that, because for those of you who don't know, the world is basically riddled us with parasites and fungus from various sources, whether they're pumping it in the sky, whether it's the water, whether it's the food, which mostly it's the food. Parasite cleanses are very important to do. Okay. And so what I'd recently taken on was doing a candida cleanse, which I've talked about a couple times now. And it was a 45-day candida cleanse. I'm almost to day 45. And so let me just tell you the difference that it made in my body. Okay. Because if you crave sugars at nighttime, like intensely, to the point where it gets you out of bed, and or let's say you keep something next to you and you eat that at night, and you wake up in the mornings and you have this white film on your tongue that you got to scrape off, and it kind of stays there. Maybe it even gets stained by colored drinks and stuff like that. If you have those types of signs, if you have joint pains, a lot of physical joint pains, tiredness, brain fog, all right, these are all signs and symptoms of candida overgrowth. So I highly recommend, because I've done parasite cleanses, but I've never done candida cleanse before. And that's because I could never quit sugar. I could never quit sugar before. Sugar is the main culprit that feeds this thing. And let me tell you, as soon as I was willing to completely cut out all sugars from my diet, now that doesn't mean I don't still have like a little bit of natural sugar when it comes to like regular cane sugar that's in some of the snacks that I eat. But I literally cut out anything that was added sugar. And as hard as it was, after like the first couple days, it wasn't that bad to not, like, the cravings subsided, and physically my body stopped hurting. Like, I literally was living in pain every day. I thought to myself, is this just normal? Is this just what being older is like? Like, this is what I remember my mom talking about, like her joints and stuff hurting. And no, I don't think you're just meant to live in pain. And I think that part of what can be causing that obviously is going to be related to the diet. So if you are interested in that, definitely look into it. I can't tell you the exact brand name of the cleanse that I used because I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay. CCWS. That's all I remember. CCWS. That's the name of the supplement that I got that comes with 3 parts. Okay. With a probiotic, that, and then a zeolite cleanse, which is like, has activated charcoal and zeolites in it, which once I started taking that, I told you guys, like, I could tell, because the inner world reflects in the outer world. And so what was getting cleaned up on the inside started to show up in my outer world. And I started to clean things and look at things that I'd never thought to clean before, like in the crevices of things, and throwing away a lot of garbage, like things like old coats that were too big, like too worn out now. I wasn't going to wear these coats anymore. I had a couple pairs of boots that already bought new boots. So why am I holding on to these old ones? Like, just in case the other ones are bad. Like, no, throw all that away. So I just want you to know, okay, like, it can make a difference. If you find that you have any of those symptoms that I listed, definitely think about and look into a candida cleanse. Okay. So, all right, hold on. I'm just going to read real quick. Hold on. We got another comment from Miss White Swan. I want to follow up with this one. Okay. I'm not reading all of it yet, but considering we've already read the other one. So she said, Zia, her friend that she mentioned earlier, took a trip back and almost didn't make it back here to Canada, basically. The regime kidnapped and tortured him at the airport when he tried to leave. After that, he said never again, gave up his land there. Oh, wow. So he gave up his land in Iran because they tried to kidnap him there, wouldn't let him come back to Canada. See, because we know that things are bad. We know, obviously, the Ayatollah, we know he was not a good person, but we also know, if maybe America was the one that installed him. America was the one that made sure he got in there. So again, like, if we cared so much, why haven't we taken care of it sooner than if that was the thing? Like, why now? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying not, like I said on Rob Typical Skeptic, I said I'm really trying hard not to be black-pilled, and I'm trying to really just focus on, okay, well, it's going to be my own personal inner work that I'm doing here that's going to make a difference with anything anyway. But it's hard because it's never just me, because I'm connected to the collective. And as much as I want to be able to just shut it down and not sense or feel or, telepathically get this type of stuff. I can't. I'm part of the human race. And I've been praying and I've been asking for God, like, how do I? They're like, you can't disconnect yourself from being a human when you're in a human body. And so I don't know. Yeah, they killed his brothers too. Oh my God, that is terrible. That is fucking terrible. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just terrible. Just, you know what? In fact, that's the one thing I want to ask everyone. If you could, let's just pray. Pray that God helps bring peace to the world somehow, or at least to minimize the amount of damage and trauma that is happening with so many people, not just the ones that are in Iran, but all around the world as we're watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's traumatizing everyone, and it's putting us into that state where it's like we're more easily programmable and willing to go and agree to things that maybe we wouldn't normally agree to because we're not thinking properly, because they have us in the state of confusion from the fear of what is going on. So, first of all, one of the fortune cookies I pulled not that long ago for myself was something about conquering your fears. Basically, like if you conquer your fear one at a time, like eventually you won't have any, or something like that. And I mean, which was, pretty basic, and we know this, right? But really, it's huge. And the other thing is that I talked about energetic weights, anchors, energetic anchors when it comes to manifestation. I talked about those not that long ago, and I basically was asking my guys, okay, well, where are my energetic anchors? Because I can feel it now. I can feel myself. I've reached this certain level, and it's not that I've like plateaued, but it's like I can tell that it's harder for me to go any higher than this, because there's like something that's like weighing me down. And so it's almost like they brought to my attention all the different places in which I am still holding on to unforgiveness and anger and hurt from people in my past, like long past, even recent past, long past. And I didn't even realize how much those things were actually weighing on me until I asked for them to show me. And then of course I had to have incidences come up that basically like made it fresh. You know what I'm saying? It was like brought it up to the surface. And so now I'm just okay, well, okay, I got it now. I see it. But now how do I let go and forgive? How do I let go of it? Because it feels like it feels like it needs to be validated or something for it to be let go of. But there in some cases, like with some people, let's say like with people who have passed away, and you can't get that validation from that person. Well, how do you then be able to let go and forgive without that validation? And I've never really understood. I've very, not never really, but I've had a hard time understanding what forgiveness really means. I've had a hard time getting to the point where I'm willing to let go and forgive things. Like I recognize that about myself. And maybe that's because in some ways when I was growing up, maybe I wasn't forgiven easy. Or so maybe when I made mistakes, it seemed like the end of the world. And like it just was not, I did not have an easy go at it. I feel like that's kind of where it's coming from. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that, because there are things that you might not even be aware of that are actually energetic anchors holding you down from manifesting to these higher states of consciousness, so that you can get into your highest timeline of love and joy, your soul's growth and expansion. Like this is what we're trying to go for. And so just be aware of that definitely anger and past hurts and unforgiveness, those can definitely weigh you down. And they actually feel like a weight to me. And there's been other times too when I know I have healed and I know I have cleared certain things. And when I have done that, it literally felt like a chain broke off of my, like first time it ever happened, it was like a huge chain. It was all around my chest and it broke off. And I felt so much lighter. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I was just living like that. I was just living where I thought that was my normal state of being at this point, and it wasn't. And so since you guys know that's what I'm all about, just trying to figure out how do I manifest myself into to be in the timeline where I am most able to help and do God's work through this vessel. Because that's what I want to do. That is what I came here to do, was to live my life in a way to where I could be of service. I've known that since I was a little girl, you know? So, okay. Let's get on to some of the other things, because I did mention that I was going to be clarifying some stuff about sexual energies and how people connect with them from my last stream. I wanted to clear some of that up because, first of all, I had a number of people that I did not expect really anyone to say anything to me about it, but I did not expect there to be people who basically outed themselves to me, you know, like, oh, hey, it was more than one. I was actually kind of surprised. Where people basically came to me and they said, well, you know, I'm sorry if you ever sensed anything from me, if I ever sent you something, like, you know, and I thought about you in that way. And it was like, first of all, can I just tell anyone right here, right now, do not feel bad about what you think about what you feel. Don't be ashamed of that. Why would I think that's a bad thing? Like, literally, like, I had more than one person apologize for it. Apologize? Why would you apologize for that? Like, you understand, I grew up thinking that I was ugly and fat and worthless. Like, that's what my stepdad, who I thought was my real dad, told me. He told me I was ugly, I was fat, and that I was worthless. And I took that and I believed it, you know, and then I had experiences that just reinforced that for me for a long time. It wasn't until I was 14 where I went on this trip to Greece. And over in Europe and these other countries, I went to Greece, the Greek islands, and Turkey. Over in these other places, men acted and behaved completely differently than what I had experienced them here in America. And they would tell me how beautiful I was. And I had this long blonde hair, and they were like obsessed with blonde hair. And so, you know, I remember leaving that trip and thinking for the first time, like, maybe I am pretty. Maybe I am pretty. You know what I'm saying? And so it took me a long time to accept, you know, and I don't, do we ever really fully let that in? It's like, I don't, it's not like I'm not an Erica Kirk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember Erica, and of course, you know, I'm gonna have to mention Erica Kirk because she's on my fucking radar right now with all the things that I'm watching. But Erica Kirk's, they asked her if you could change one thing, like what would it be, like, if something about time, and she said she wished that she could have more than just 20 minutes to look at herself every day. Like, it was something along the lines of that. And I thought, if that is not the very definition of a narcissist, right? Like, yeah, that's not me. So anyway, so I just want to say right off the bat, like, do not be afraid if you think about me in that way, that I'm going to suddenly be like, oh my God, I can't believe they thought about me like that. Like, no, there are, so I want to be a little bit more specific so you guys can understand, because listen, sometimes when we live in the world that we do, and we're so far apart and we're so disconnected, and, you know, the people that we can connect with just don't live in our area or anything like that, like, or people who just feel like they'll never have a chance with them, like their self-esteem issues, right? Stuff like that. Sometimes the only way people even have an opportunity to connect in a sexual way is through astral ways, astral means. You know what I'm saying? And so when I started to figure out that my thoughts are things, and that people pick up on my thoughts, and I remember I've told you guys this a couple times now, it's like, when I started to realize that people can hear my thoughts or pick up on my thoughts in a certain way, I thought, well, I'm going to think the best damn thoughts about people then, because I can control what I think. You know, I know what's coming through. I can purposely choose what I want to think about people. And I'm going to look at the person, and I'm going to search with my heart and see what beautiful things I can see about that person. Then I'm going to think that, and I'm going to hope that that message gets to them. Right. You know? So sometimes, sorry guys, I got a little dry stuff going on there. Sometimes it's really the only way that people can even connect, isn't that way? Especially, I was a mom of 6. Okay, like I'm a soul braid walk-in, right? I came into this body when I was pregnant with my daughter, which was my 6th child. Okay, now when I got into this body and I started living, okay, it was like, it's so weird to explain and describe to people because it's like I didn't even, okay, I didn't even remember how to push a baby out. Like I hadn't had time to go through like the records, so to speak, which is all everything that like this body experienced. I hadn't had time to really go through all of that. I'm a new person. I am not the person that was originally spirit wise. I'm not the person that was originally born into this body. I am a mix. I'm a mix of the two, I feel like. Okay. I don't really know how to explain it other than this. And so when I first came here, and my soul braid walk-in was like a Draco reptilian human hybrid, right? Okay, that's just not where, like, the way sexuality, human sexuality, that's just not the way that it worked where I came from. That's just not the way. And I thought that is disgusting. I'm never doing that stuff. You can't make me. I was telling my guys, like, you can never make me. And I'm like, and clearly, because the body that I was in and that I'm in now, right? Like, she had been so traumatized, especially when it came to sexuality, that she was like, I like I literally couldn't get close to men. Like I couldn't, it was too scary. My body would tense up. It's like I couldn't, like, when you really want to be intimate with someone in that type of way, you have to be willing to surrender and let go and allow yourself to come in fully present. At least in my opinion, that's how it is. If I can't be fully present in my body when I'm going to do something like that, I won't do it. I can't. And this is not how it was when I was younger. That's not how it was for this body when she was younger. Okay. And so I thought to myself, don't worry, girl. I got you. Never going to make you do that. And then come turn around, realize, oh, no, no. If I was in a healthy state, not only should that be part of my life, but it's healthy to want that. And it's healthy to want and seek that connection from people, right? So fast forward, let's go back into some of the things that I learned as I was getting ready to try and explore that part of being a human sexuality, right? Like, how do I make that kind of connection with people? Like, I had to play around with the idea a lot in my mind, right? And so I started to figure out, and I gave you guys the example last week of some of the research, right, that I did, where it's basically, and I did see this body had this capability the whole time. I just didn't recognize it. Okay. Because I used to get similar things when I was younger. Okay. When I had boyfriends and stuff like that. And like images would pop up like a movie. Okay. And it wasn't brought on for like, I wasn't going out and purposely thinking. It's like I would be driving a lot because I used to have to drive a lot for my work back then too. Okay. And when I'm driving, I don't know, it just puts me into a meditative type of state easier. Like, and I used to literally hear like every single thought that my boyfriend at the time was having, and I didn't realize it was telepathy. I just was like, I would hear all these thoughts that I thought was him, that all these feelings, and then I would go home and we would hang out, and then he would say all of the things that I had thought about earlier, and I'm like, okay, so am I thinking it and then he's getting it and then he's saying it, or is he thinking it and I'm getting it? You know what I'm saying? And then he's saying it and I'm getting confirmation. So it's been very tricky to try and figure out. And I don't always know what is what. Like, I don't always know who it is when I get energies coming towards me. I don't always know. Like, I have to be physically, my vessel has to have been taken care of, right? Like, I have to have slept well. I have to have detoxed and cleaned my body. Like, that makes it easier. Meditation, being in a calm state, like all these types of, there's all these factors that come into play. So I'd given you guys the example of how, there was this guy and he had written me, and we were friends. We had met a couple years before that, and he had wrote me, and I kept having these really intense visions of me, him, and his girlfriend at the time. And so I just, I was like, I need to know what's what. And so I'm never going to know if I don't just be brave enough and I don't just say something. Right. And so I said, I confronted him on it, and he owned up to it and he admitted it. And so let me just proceed from there. Okay. So like, this is what it's like for a telepathic person. Okay. This is what it's like when you're telepathic. All right. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't actually, he was, okay, so let me just put it bluntly. He was my control group. You know how when you're doing experiments, like you have to have like the, A, B, whatever, placebo, right? Like, so he was the control group because he's not someone that I normally would ever have thought about in that way. In fact, he very much felt like brother energy to me. You know what I'm saying? He very much felt like brother energy to me. Like soul family, but not someone that I would ever think. Not that he wasn't handsome or that I didn't respect the work that he does. I absolutely did. But, after I confronted him on that, he had a girlfriend. So why would I keep talking to him about that? There's like, I got the answer I needed. Okay. And so then we quit talking for a little while until eventually he came back around after him and the girlfriend had broke up. And so that was my opportunity to ask him some more questions, because I'm like, again, I'm still trying to figure out, what is it, what makes it easier to connect in a sexual way through energies and what doesn't, like what are the things? Okay. So like I mentioned a minute ago, like having a clean body, having done detoxes, not having heavy metals. I knew that about this guy, you know what I'm saying? And I, like there is a difference. There is a difference in the amount of sexual energy someone has to connect onto and to make it a good interaction, sexual experience that two people can share together in that way. It makes it easier if they have a like I said, detox their body some. But the other thing, okay, is sexual energy. Now, I talked about this last time. Like a lot of through the years, men would come to me, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I thought about you when the climax happened and everything like that." And I'd be thinking to myself, like, "You absolutely didn't. No, you didn't. You were thinking about the porn star that you were probably watching as you did that. Like it wasn't actually me." Like, but there are people where they did have the intention and they set out, and I did. For instance, with the control group that I'm talking about. Okay, because I was like, again, he was the control. He's basically telling me what he's thinking about, what he's about to do. And I could feel it. And so now I had to figure out, okay, well, what makes him different as opposed to some of these other guys that I've interacted with in the past? And another one was the fact that for years, he had practiced Falun Dafa or Qigong, and he had also been celibate. Okay, celibate for years. So what that taught me is that men, if you're out there and you're masturbating a couple times a day, that's not going to leave you with much sexual energy to connect with in an astral way with someone else. It's just not. Okay. And I can give you an example of how I know that to be true. Okay. Because we got SSP Golden Boy, right? Okay. Like that guy was absolutely a porn addict. And when I would try to connect to him when we were actually dating and talking, and there was absolutely no energy for me to grab onto, absolutely none. And then when I'm driving to go see him or whatever, I started seeing the images and the pictures of the things that he was thinking about. And it was about being physically violent with me. And lo and behold, surprise, surprise, that happens to be what he wanted to do. That happens to be the kink that he was into. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so here's the thing, semen retention, getting yourself almost to the climax and then not doing it, keeping that sex for men, for some reason, it seems to be more important than it is for women. Like maintaining that sexual energy inside of yourself, building it up, but then not releasing it. That can make it so that way you can connect with people on a spiritual, astral level in an easier way. Okay. For a while there, I thought that men who were vaccinated, I'll just be real with you guys, I thought men that were vaccinated, that wouldn't be possible. That wouldn't be possible to feel any type of energy coming from them, that I feel like they'd be cut off. But that's actually not true. That's actually not true either. But what does come into play is, have they done heavy metal detoxing? Heavy metal detoxing. Like you need to have detox that. Otherwise, even if you're sending me the energy, like even if you're trying to connect with me in that way, which again, like I still have to be in a state to receive it. I still have to go into this meditative state if we're both thinking about each other at the same time. And, then we can share in those energies, so to speak. So, I think there was one more thing. So there's factors. Okay, guys, there's factors. And I'm sure that it's true for women too. I just know from my own experience, this is just me sharing what I have learned. Like I said, like I'm a woman with 6 kids who basically was isolated in her home, only even had opportunities for that maybe once or twice a year. If I and that would be like if I connected with the person, because I have to connect with them on a deeper level than just like, oh, I find you attractive, I think that your body is physically appealing. There's got to be something deeper there. In fact, the physical appearances isn't even as important for me than the energetic and emotional experience. That is more important to me, and that makes more of a difference when I'm sexually connecting with someone than the physical appearance does at all. Now, when in my youth, okay, when this body was younger, it was different. It was like that's all it needed was physical attraction, especially with ovulation hormones. Like it literally, your body like forces you and makes you think about the craziest things. You know what I'm saying? It's like anyone. It's like it's almost like your pheromones. You'd smell out the pheromones. Okay, who would I genetically match with? You know, and you can give that a go. But this girl, no, this new person, no. It's got to be a much more taking the time to build something because honestly, it's just not something that I think about on a regular basis anymore. Even, you know what I'm saying? If I have someone that I'm interested in and we're dating, and we have this kind of connection, well, of course I'm going to. Of course, it's going to be more natural for me at that point. But that is also, and that is also how I know when it comes to me now from outside of me. Because, like I've said, this is just not something, it's not a state of being that I'm just existing in all the time. And so, the other thing that gets weird, and so just so you know, if you unlock telepathy, this could happen. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. Because I've told you guys, it's like sometimes it would be images. Okay, like with my long time ago boyfriend that I just talked about, like him thinking all these things, and then later on I would hear it all. But he would also send me images, basically of the porn that he was watching. That was the images that I would get. So, for instance, with the control group guy, okay, that was the same thing that happened. I got these images. It was like a movie. Okay, with SSP Golden Boy. Again, got these images of what he wanted to be doing to me. Okay, like but it doesn't always come in images. It doesn't always come in images. Sometimes it just comes over as a feeling. Like I feel someone's presence with me, and then I can see what type of energy it is that they're sending me. If it's type of sexual energy, they're turned on, or whatever it is that they're doing, they're actually thinking about me during that type of situation, and if I don't want to connect to it, because like I've said, remember I told you guys, I was like, who I catch doing that a lot, because sometimes I can feel into it and I can be like, okay, I know exactly who that is. I know who that is. You know what I'm saying? Because I started just trying to test it out and call people out. If I felt like I knew for sure, I would and I could say something to the person, I would. But I don't have to participate in that. If I felt that energy come through, I told you, it feels like this cord that starts to like this energy beam right here and it locks in. If I didn't feel like doing that, I would just cut the cord and just get out of here. That's what I would do with my ex. Oh, was that my ex? Oh, get out of here. Like go ahead and think about it, but I'm not participating in that type of thing because that's my choice to do that, right? That's my thing. If you don't want to participate in something like that, you absolutely have every right not to. And I've never had it be happen to me in a way to where if I wanted to say no, that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, sexual energy is a beautiful thing. I see why humans love it so much. This body, this woman, me, okay, like she had 6 kids. Obviously, she enjoyed the experience, and I understand that now too. I absolutely have enjoyed that experience. There was something else I was going to say about all of this, though. Yeah, that's what, yeah, that him too. Yeah. My last ex, here's a weird thing for you. How about if you're in the middle of actually having sex and those images come up and it's not you in that image, like I told him, I told my ex, my most recent one, like, oh yeah, I see what you're thinking about. Yep. I see exactly what you're thinking about. I'm seeing who you're thinking about, because now we're really connected. You know, if we're in the middle of the act itself, I can see it. Okay, like it's not hard for me, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I don't think he was that worried about it, but I was just, I don't care what you think about, as long as you're with me, as long as you love me, as long as you're not taking actions on those thoughts. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with someone, if I'm in a relationship with someone, because thoughts are just thoughts, for the most part. Okay. And I knew he wasn't going to be taking actions on those. Like, I knew he wasn't going to physically go out there and track down this girl and do that, because I knew exactly who he was, even, and I knew who it was even. So I was like, big fucking deal. Like, that's some of the things that as we grow as human psychic beings, we're going to have to get comfortable with some of this stuff, because it's just what happens. Humans are playful, loving creatures for the most part. And, that it's just natural. I just think it's natural. And I don't think people should be shamed over it. And I don't think we should shame each other for that type of thing, for just thinking about it or feeling that way, or just naturally being attracted, right? And wanting that, and feeling that desire, because there was something else I was going to mention about it too. Hold on. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So before we switch over into the actual tarot readings, and I want to just thank everyone who has stayed this long, because I know I said I would start pulling cards, but I wanted to get through some of this stuff, because I just really want people out there to know, like, you do not have to feel guilty. You do not have to feel ashamed of it. Like, I would never want you to feel ashamed about thinking something beautiful towards me like that, in that way, like, it's like a representation of wanting to be one with someone, which is what we are. That's what soul merger is like. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think that it's like up in the higher realms. It's like sexual energy is shared between one another, but it's not looked at it as this degraded, dirty, nasty thing. It's beautiful, and it's literally God force energy coming through you. And like I said in that near-death experience video that I watched, where the guy said that basically we live in those higher states, we live in a perpetual state of cosmic orgasmic bliss, is what he said. Okay. Oh, Joanna. You're so funny. Oh gosh, I didn't even think about with girls too. Yeah, does that happen? I definitely have felt energies like that coming at me from women as well. But for me to work it out with a woman, like, she's got to have like a masculine energy. I'm not saying I'm naturally completely straight woman, but there are always exceptions to the rules. And I have definitely come across women before where it's like they do not register to me as a woman's energy. They register like a man's energy. And then it makes me feel that way towards them. And I'm just like, oh, wow, that's very interesting. But I think I told you guys about, yeah, I'll briefly say. So to wrap this all up, and to get back to the last little bit of what I was going to tell you about, I told you guys that not that long ago, when I was driving, that I did have a sexual experience, a sexual encounter. And I thought it was a vampire, right? Because it was like, I don't know, it's like this energy came upon me. I wasn't like, it was one of those times where I was not in the best of moods. So it was like, it kind of, I didn't really know where it was coming from, but it was like, the energy was coming over me, and I could tell what it was trying to do. I could tell what it was trying to simulate. And I did. It felt like a sexual act. And I orgasmed it. Like, it made me get to the point where it's like I orgasmed, right? As I'm fucking driving, guys, this happened. And so I thought, what the fuck was that? Right. And so then it said vamps in front of me. So I thought, is this a vampire? Right. Was that a vampire? And so, I got kind of mad after the last stream, and I kind of went off on my guide a little bit. And I basically just said to him, I was like, what is even your job description here? I was like, what is your job description? I was like, I thought you're supposed to guide me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I said, is guiding me, does that include allowing a vampire to fucking feed on me? I was like, is that what guides do? Like, you're just going to let a vampire use that? Like, you don't want to maybe give me a heads up that that's what was going on, that there was something like that happening. You know, I was like kind of mad. And I was kind of like, well, you know what? I was like, I said, you're going to give me that energy back. I said, since it felt like someone actually took my energy, I told you guys, like, it actually felt like the energy left me. Like someone just took the energy from me. Okay. Where normally it's like when you have a sexual experience, you just feel all nice and relaxed and good, whatever afterward. But it actually felt like something was taken from me. And so I demanded that my guide return it to me. I said, you're going to return that energy to me. You're going to return it. So I will say this, if you ever have something like that come across you, tell your guides to bring that energy back, because they brought that energy back. Let me tell you, I never had a dream like that. Never had a dream like that. And when I woke up the next day, I was like, oh, wow, they did return my energy to me. I've never had a dream like that. Never. I had this dream, guys, and it was intense. But you know, the thing about me and my dreams is that some part of it has to come true the next day, right? Some part of it. Okay. So as it just so happens, we were doing root chakra, root chakra, earth star chakra clearing. The next day is what I was getting ready to do. And in the dream, I just remember there being like inside my body, it just was like nonstop. There was like Kegels going on. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is this? Am I just experienced what that guy talked about in the near-death experience, where it's just like, this is like eternal cosmic bliss, as this was happening? You know what I'm saying? But no, the part of the dream that came true was the fact that during the root chakra clearing, that was literally what we were supposed to be doing for the root chakra clearing, is that we were actually squeezing the muscles down there, the Kegels. Because, you know, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, geez, I had this dream. Like, what's going to happen? Like, there's no way. I'm like, because I get upset when I'm like, the part of my dream is not going to happen the next day. Then it's like, have I lost my gift? You know what I'm saying? I had this dream. I already know it's not possible for that part of it to happen. So where's part of it going to happen, right? Okay, so there's that part, right? And then I had this dream, and this is why I knew I was going to come out here and talk about this today, because I was even nervous about coming here and talking about all this. Okay, and this is really ridiculous dream, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of embarrassing, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't really feel that embarrassed about it, but I thought it was more funny than anything else. I had this dream the next week, actually, that I was walking around holding on to this like a dildo. It was like a dick. It was I was walking around, and I knew in my head, I was like, this is the like the golden phallus of Osiris, right? And so I'm walking around with it, and I'm just like doing my daily errands with it, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love it so much. You know, this is so great. You know, have the the phallus of Osiris here, and then the next day, I was watching this video, and it was about anatomically correct robots or something like that, and how you can buy these robots and that they actually have removable parts to like put on, and they like showed it and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, there's it from my dream, there it is, or whatever. But then today I was cleaning out some of my stuff, cleaning out my crystals, and I thought this was so funny because I actually found something. So in honor of that dream, this girlfriend sends this to me once. It's a opalite. Obviously, you can see what it is. Opalite. I'm walking around with it, guys. Oh, I love it so much. You know. So yeah. Fun times. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, just so you know. Don't feel bad. Yeah, as long as you're keeping your intentions pure, I think ultimately, you know, like, I think I've given you guys the best advice that I can give you, because like I said, like, people want to connect in that way. There's something to it, our natural, like our spiritual being, that drives us to want to connect in that type of a way. And I think as long as you treat it as something that is holy, you know, like, that there really isn't anything wrong with it. you know. Lastly, I wanted to say before we get into the card pulls is that yeah, I do think that part of why I had that dream and I associate it with Osiris, I do think because I've been trying to delve in or pull forward the memories and the information from past lives in Egypt, right? And so I'm pretty sure I know that like something I just know. It's like, oh yeah, I just know that was part of the sex magic rituals that we used to do. You know, the ceremony to resurrect Osiris, where basically like the priest would have to be the one that would represent Osiris, and the priestesses would be the one that would be like one would have to represent Isis, and we would symbolically represent like bringing them back together. And then you know the way that she resurrected them, right? Do you guys know that? You know, like in the script, like whatever text and stuff, the way she resurrected them was through sex. That was how she resurrected them. So, yeah. So apparently, I must have really loved that lifetime. You know, I must have really loved that lifetime, considering I literally had a dream about the golden phallus of Osiris. You know, praise be his name. So anyway, now that I have thoroughly, yeah, put all the cringe that I had in me to give out there right now at this moment, I've put it all out there. I know, right? It's opalite. It's opalite, Victor. It's opalite crystal. See, look at that. Came from one of my good friends. Yeah, Tyra. Came from her. Love it. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It wait, did you? Yeah, no, no, it doesn't have blue balls. I don't know. Look, I mean, it's opalite, so I mean, I guess it depends on. Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to like shoot that at you. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer. Look at. I liked this. See, it's a heart. Oh, it's a heart because they love you. Oh, when it's like this, it means he loves you, right? Love you. All right. So, let's go ahead and pull a fortune cookie, and then let's start doing the tarot card readings. Because I think I'm ready. All right, I think I'm ready. All right. Yes. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? What fortune cookie? What message is reflected? No, it's this one. This one. Okay. All right. Give us the message we need to hear. Something that will help us further on our path. Okay, guys. Oh, wow. Patience is the road to true happiness. That one's kind of generic and plain. Patience is the road to true happiness. But if you've noticed, we still have never gotten a double. We've still never gotten a repeat of what we've already had. You know what I'm saying? Very strange. That's why I love these fortune cookies. You know? Maybe it's like, maybe it really is like the Rick and Morty episode about fortune cookies. That'd be funny, right? If you haven't seen it, you should. Okay. So we got our lucky coin here with us. We're going to put that in my pocket. Okay. Thank you guys for staying here. Thank you for my little mishap at the beginning. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you could for me. I would really appreciate it. Helps my video get seen more, I think. You know, it's crazy because I'm getting like, not so, kind of like, I'm getting less views, it seems like. Not very much, but I'm getting like less views on average, but I'm getting more subscribers. So, which honestly doesn't bother me at all because I'm like, I want my group to be like boiled down, you know what I'm saying, to like the people who are really here for me and are doing the work. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to weed out is the people who aren't really here for that, who aren't really here to really manifest and change their lives. You know, so if you are a newcomer here and you're interested in what I'm saying and it vibes with you in some level, in some way, please consider giving me a subscribe. But also, please, if you are watching this, hit the thumbs up. Oh, I love you too, game designer. Are we all ready? Are we all ready for the tarot cards? All right, put your name down for who wants a reading. Should I do the collective first? What do you guys say? Should I do the collective first? Yeah, I feel like I should. I feel like I should do the collective first, and then we'll start doing people's first. That way, if some people don't want to stay, they can go ahead and leave, but they know I still, yeah, of course I'm gonna do yours. Yes, collective first, and then we will, if anyone wants to leave, they can. If anyone wants to stay for a reading, they can. I'm gonna go until I can't anymore, basically, until I don't feel like I can do it anymore. Which might be a couple people, might be the whole entire chat. You never know. So we're about to find out, though. We're about to find out together, and I'm definitely got my God energy on because I'm getting all heated. You know how it is. You know how I be. I get my God energy on. Okay. Okay. Tuning into the collective. Oh, the collective feels a little stuck. Collective feels like the energies are a little bit stuck and hard to move, difficult to move right now. What is it the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Bear with me. We're almost there. Yeah, what is the collective need to hear? Yeah. What's the collective need to hear? This is the leader for the collective. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull it. Collective 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. It's the last part of the message. Of course, 2 would have to come out. Of course. Of fucking course. Okay. All right, baby boy. Okay. I might be smoking a cigarette for these for these today, guys. Okay. I have been consistent in maintaining my cut down because I am trying to build up my self-discipline when it comes to this type of stuff. Like, I want to overcome it myself somehow, if I can. And so since I did the Candida cleanse, I also cut down on the cigarette. I have brought it to a certain amount, and that's the amount I let myself have per day, right? All right, so for the collective energies, the first part of the energies that we got coming forward here is the 9 of Cups, which is a lot, which this makes sense a lot. This is a lot of energies, of emotions. I mean, look at all those cups behind him. This guy, even himself, he clearly has overindulged some. So you could just be swelling with emotions inside you, all sorts of them, to the point where it's like you're just sitting on edge, feeling like if like if they had, it's almost like, okay, you know that little feeder, that type of bird, or that watering thing where it goes down, like it collects rainwater or something like that, and then when it builds up to that certain amount, it's like, and then it goes down. I just keep seeing it. It's from Kill Bill. There's a certain scene at the end where they're in the Japanese snow, the garden, and it's snowing out, and you see it and you can hear the doop. Okay, so it's like that's the type of energy I'm feeling with the collective, is that we're like right on the edge of, and this could be both positive and negative. This could be like happy energies, or it could be like sad energies, or maybe it's like a hot mix of both of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like if one more emotional thing comes through me, I'm just going to tip over. I'm just going to like cry my eyes out. Okay, but also that's what needs to happen, though. You understand? Like maybe you're holding it in, but what needs to happen is that those energies, it's too much. You understand? It's just too much. I mean, this guy is clearly, like I said, look at him. He's overindulged on it. He's the only really overweight character of the whole deck here. Okay. And it also reminds me of, like, look at the moon. Like, this looks like a moon to me on his head. It always looks like the moon. So it's like, there's things he needs to say. You know, he's got this red button here. Like, it's like things have been tied up, and it's like, this needs to be activated. This needs to act, because red is the energy of action. And so he needs to speak up, and he needs to say some things. Okay. Like, it also, I always feel like, just put this aside. It's like a wish has been granted or could be granted. Okay. And that wish could be the thing that will either help you empty out some of those cups, or it's like it's going to fill them up even more. Like, that's why he's so overabundant and happy. I don't know. I always have, this card has always been like a wish card, like, in my opinion. But in regards to the collective, again, it's like, there's some things that need to be said in order to spill out some of those cups and to keep going forward on the road and the track that you're on. Then you need to speak up. You need to speak up. And if you don't speak up, let me tell you something. You're going to be brought back to the situation. You're going to have to do it all over again. Okay, because it's time to take actions. All right, we got the Nine of Rods next, which is about feeling wounded. And this does not surprise me coming after this card then. So it's like you got a lot of emotions, a lot of energy, maybe too much even, about having felt wounded. It's like you've just done this time and time and time again. And it's like you always get to the same place, and then you either give up or you fail somehow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and so therefore it's like the situation completely leaves your life, and then therefore it's brought back to you to do it again. Okay, to take those actions. It's like they're right at the finish line with something. You know, like for me, what I'm feeling like is like I've gotten to this point before where it's like, okay, I've reached this level of manifestation and state of consciousness before, but how do I let go of those energetic anchors for myself, so that way I don't just I don't just like give up or what is the word, like burn out, so to speak. Like, you don't want to burn out and then end up having to build yourself back up and get to, like, how do I let go of the pain, the hurt, the unforgiveness, right? How do I do that? Like, this is what this card has me asking that of myself, right? Now, the thing about this card too is that you have been doing this not just for this lifetime, you've been doing this for many lifetimes. Okay, and you always get to the same point, and either you give up or you fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right at that finish line. Don't give up. Okay. And so the next cards that we got for this collective energy is we got two cards actually that came out. Okay. And so I'll show you how they came out. They came out looking like this. Okay. So we got the Seven of Swords, and then we got the King of Pentacles. Okay. So there's something that is not being shared. There is something that I don't know. It's almost like they haven't been completely honest with something, about their thoughts, about their feelings, about, like, there's just purposely they've hid something. Okay. And so, like, that's the thing. The Seven of Swords can be like a deceptive energy, which makes sense to me right now, considering the collective and what's been going on. It's like, it does feel that way. It feels like we don't know all the information. It feels like we don't have, like, look at that. It's like he's walking away with those swords. Okay, but what about those other two swords right there? It's like those are the only two that they're letting us see, and he's just taking the rest of them. I don't know. And it has to do, and it has to concern with King of Pentacles. Okay, which is a very stubborn type of sign here, as you can see, because you got the bull behind him. All right, so this could be like very like Taurus-like energy. Okay, this could be a guy who basically, like, he has a big heart, but maybe there's a lot on his plate, so to speak, that needs to be cleared. And so, like, for me, I keep feeling like, if we're doing this for the collective wise, I keep feeling like this could be President Trump, so to speak. Like, he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. He's slow to, like, is he slow to act? See, the King of Pentacles is usually someone that is slow to act because they're earth energy. Okay. What else can I say about this King of Pentacles? I mean, he likes to be comfortable. I feel like in regards to all of this stuff, though, I don't really feel like we need to dive too much into the actual characteristics of the King of Pentacles. Just know that there's some type of male energy that is basically not sharing all of what they know or all of what they think and feel. Okay, when it comes to being these over emotions, being wounded, getting to the same point, always like being brought back to the same situation, getting to the same point and making the wrong move, or like not pushing through and taking all the actions that they need to do in order to be successful and to fulfill their job or their mission, or like whatever it is that they're here for. Okay, and it's because they're hiding some of it. They could need a little bit of help, but they're not someone that would normally ask for help. Let's just say that. They could need a little bit of help. And so what's the hidden energies though going on for the collective? Like, what is the hidden energies behind all this? Is that why do I want to say that? Nothing can stop what's coming. Like, that is literally what just came through. It's just that nothing can stop what's coming. Okay, because nothing can avoid the sunshine here. We got the sun as our hidden energies. Okay, so the truth is being shined on. The light of truth is shining upon everything right now. Like, there is no getting out of it. There is no getting away from this. It's like all the seeds that have been planted are now finally getting the nourishment that they need in order to grow and pop up. So like whatever it is that, like if you are afraid that something is being hidden from us, like they're not going to be able to hide it from us for long, because the hidden energy is to shine on and to shine on that. Okay, the thing is that the intensity of the sun can be a bit harsh at times. So it's like, how much do you really want to know? You know, when I'm thinking about like the collective and like the Epstein files and stuff like that, like how much do you like, there can be a point where you can go down that rabbit hole and get stuck down it and like, or become like overwhelmed by it. Like the Knight of Cups, basically. You can become overly emotional with like too many emotions going on with it. Okay. So just be aware of that. Like how far, like how much truth do you really want to know? You know, how far, how intense do you want to be about it? You know, because it's true. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the truth, we want to know it, but it looks like we still got this guy that's going to be hiding it from us for a little bit. He's going to be hiding it. Okay. So that is the energy for the collective, which is very interesting and all over the place type of energy for us right now. But apparently we have to keep pushing through, because if we don't, we're just going to end up repeating the pattern, guys. So it's almost like when I think about it some more, just real quickly, like for instance, with JFK and his assassination, you know what I'm saying? It's like we didn't have social media in the ways that we have it now. We weren't able to do deep dives and research like we do now. So like, for instance, now when like Charlie Kirk has been assassinated, you know, you see Candace Owens putting the pedal to the metal, you know, and she is bringing all of that darkness up to the light. She's bringing all, like, we are not going to let it go. You know, like the world is, I think the majority of us, we did not want to go to war, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? We did not want to have to do that. All right. And so it's like, if we're going to just keep repeating the same pattern, it's like we're going to fail. We're going to fail then. We cannot just keep, there has to be something different. And so therefore, the only thing I can suggest even is just really getting right with yourself and maybe putting out the prayers and the intentions that this war doesn't turn into another Iraq. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want this to be another one of those types of situations. And so therefore we need to keep shining the light. We need to just keep praying and bringing it out there, and being educated and like looking for that information so that we can know the truth, because the collective consciousness, the human consciousness is important. And so you need to know what you truly believe, because you are a conscious, creative, like manifester. We're all manifesting our own reality, and then collectively we are manifesting this reality. And that is why the elites have held us in place and held us under control and propagandized us, and gave us movies and all, like the circus, right? Like the Coliseum, the gladiators and stuff. Give them bread and sports, whatever the saying is. You know what I'm saying, right? I know you guys know what I'm saying. It's like they have basically socially engineered us to a certain extent to stay in line and not go against what they say. And now we've got humanity, I think, has gotten to the point where it's like we are no longer just going to be passive and docile like that anymore. And knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Okay, so that is our collective reading. I hope you found that helpful. And now we will go ahead and get into the readings for people in the chat. Hi there, Holland Sass. I didn't see you come in. I just want to say hi. Okay, so I'm looking up. I see. Okay, so we got Nima wants one. Okay. Okay. I'm just briefly looking over the chat here real quick. Okay, you'll take a reading if there's time? Absolutely. Absolutely, Helen Sass. Of course. Okay. Wow, okay. Well, Trump did say, Victor in the chat says, Trump did say, we have cards to play. We have incredible cards. Or he said something like that. I just remember him saying, like, we have incredible cards. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. I really hope he pulls it out, guys. I really liked him. You know, I really supported Trump back in the day. You know, I voted for him. You know, it was the first time I ever voted for a president, and the person I voted for actually won the first time. And I was so happy about it. And you can go back and you can see my streams where right after he won, I was just so excited. And I thought there was going to be like real change. I mean, I totally hook, line, and sinker bought into the whole, you know, trust the plan and all that type of stuff back in the day. Like, I remember one of the people that would come out and say like, oh, it's 10 days of darkness, like it's about to happen, get out your cash. You know what I'm saying? I literally had a friend of mine who I convinced that like to join me in believing in this, and we like got out actual cash, like tons of cash that like Christopher Steele, I think it was it Christopher Steele? Yeah. And I was like, and after that last time, I was just so embarrassed. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go for now. Oh, well, I'm so glad, Jason. That makes me happy. All right, so listen, I'm going to try my best to keep an eye on who it is that said they wanted a reading so far. In fact, Victor, if you could help me out and make a little list of it. I got Nima for sure. I got Crystal. Who else was it? Crystal. Geraldine would like one. Jason, are you saying you want another one too? If you do, that's fine. Oh, he says I'm good. Okay. All right, Jason, you're good. But if anyone else wants to, so we got at least 3 people. Okay. All right. So sorry, Nima. I'm tuning into you now. I got you. You were very easy to tune into just now. Okay. Came in with a bell. Little ring over here. All right. For Nima. Bless his beautiful heart. Yes. This beautiful Persian man. He has my favorite kind of hair. You know what I'm saying? That black curly hair. I love that. I love it so much. Okay, so what does you guys want to tell you? Okay. All right, we got you. Yeah, you're there. I see you. Okay. AKA game designer. Okay, what do they want to tell him? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Nima. Wow, interesting. Okay. So I don't like putting my hair back like that. I'm so hard on myself. You see this, guys? I'm so hard on myself still. Fucking childhood. Thanks, stepdad. Here I go. Fucking pull my own hair. Okay. Nima. The first card we got for you is the 7 of Pentacles. So right now, I feel like this is you watching crypto. I feel like this is you out there planting seeds, trying to make money. It's like, you know how you have to like you have to really watch it. You have to be careful, jump in, jump out. Like either way, you are planting seeds right now. And so when it comes to money, when it comes to financial, material wealth and things like that, things that you're actually creating here in the physical earth with us, it could be a little bit like an Indiana Jones adventure or hunt, so to speak. It's like you have to actually seek multiple routes and seek multiple places to find that treasure. Okay, but for me, I just like you're waiting for that goose that's going to lay the golden egg when it comes to a certain crypto stock. I feel like, and so here's the thing I want you to realize is that you are in a period of the world energy, which I absolutely love. The world energy. When the world energy first came through for me, like big things started to happen for me. Okay, so whatever it is that you are focusing on and feeling with emotion is going to be amplified. Right now, you are in like a certain gateway or window of opportunity where those things are going to be amplified even more, because it's like a giant mirror is just showing you exactly what it is you're thinking and feeling. Okay, so if you are thinking and feeling it about money and crypto and stuff like that, it's like really start envisioning yourself hitting it big. Like if that's what you really want, so that way you can be set and you don't have to worry about anything in the future, or like you can just go out there and live your life the way you would want to live it. Like really start to like just see it. And here's the thing, it's like you get a little bit excited about it, but you have to kind of be neutral when it comes to manifestations, which is kind of hard because it has to feel like it already happened. Okay, when you get into alignment with that stuff, it has to feel like you're already grateful that it happened. In fact, you just start giving thanks to God now. Like, thank you, God, for allowing that to actually have happened. Wow, I actually hit big and you guided me to the right ones, and I don't have any issues now anymore. It's like you have to do that before it ever happens. That is how you start to manifest those things. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you figure out where all that what that's going to feel like and what that's going to look like? You're going to do a little bit of inner research on yourself. Okay, because we got the Hermit card, which these are two big energies coming through here for their major arcana energies. So it's like it's going to be energetically, it holds a little bit more weight than the minor arcana card. So it's like they literally brought you to these like fixed points in your timeline here, where it's like you are going to have to, like, you're in the world. So whatever it is that you're thinking and feeling truly is going to be reflected and show up in your outer world. So you better know what that is. You better do the work. You better go inside, put the thoughts aside, okay, and take your lantern, which is your consciousness, and take it to the inside of your heart and see where it is that what it is you're not only manifesting, but where are those energetic anchors for yourself that are holding you back and stopping you from having the life of your dreams. Okay, and lastly, your hidden energies, these are energies like you're not even really aware of. We are being influenced. You are being influenced again by this King of Pentacles guy. Okay, so whether this is you or someone outside yourself, this guy, it can be quite stubborn, quite honestly. Like, this is the most stubborn guy. I don't know. I see it. I feel it in his face. It's someone who like grabbed the bull by the horns, right? It's like, careful of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can really, if they get on your wrong side, it's like you could go a little bit, what's the word? It's like you might lose your temper easily. You know what I'm saying? But also I get the feeling like this is the type of energy that this type of person, he wants to be able to really, and since we're talking about money and stuff like that, like he wants to be able to share his wealth. Like he wants to be able to bring people to him and pay for the party, so to speak. I don't know why I see you like you want to be able to travel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the kind of guy who he can travel, but there is you might need to do a little bit of a heart chakra clearing, because sometimes that giant pentacle being over his heart makes me think, yes, he's got a huge heart. He does. Very sweet, very kind. But, it can, think about it, it can get clogged up with other people's emotions. You're an empath. You know what I'm saying? We're empathic beings. So it's like, just, especially since you got the Hermit card with it, it's like really do a search and make sure you clear out all the junk in there, so that way you can spring forward to life more of what it is that you're actually trying to manifest and get, because you're going to, whether you want to or not. So you better make sure that you know what's in there and what's going on. Okay, so I hope that helps. Nima. Okay, so the next person we have Yes. Crystal and Geraldine. Got it. Mm-hmm. Aw. Yeah. Oh, wow. We're stuck. All right. Who is that? Who was I even shuffling for? You're welcome. You're welcome, Nima. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, Victor. It's a nice feeling when you can help people out financially. You know what I'm saying? It feels good when you can give. There actually is a hormonal release that happens when you are able to give. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next person we're doing is Crystal, since I saw her second, which is Hall and Sass, in case anyone didn't know. And I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind that I'm using your real name, Crystal, because that's just how I know you as. Even though I see Hall and Sass, like I'm like, no, that's. I see your little heart icon, and I'm like, no, that's Crystal. That's Crystal. Let's go ahead and tune into your energies. Yeah, there we go. Took me a second to get there. It's like there was so much excitement going on. I had to calm it down some. All right, for Crystal. Yes, okay, there we go. Now we're really tuned in. Okay. Yes. Please assist us in doing this reading. What would Crystal's higher self? What would her guides like her to know? What would Spirit like Crystal to know? There we go. What would Spirit like her to know? One, two, three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Last part. What do they want Crystal to know? 1, 2, 3. Last part of the message. There we go. All right. So, Crystal, the first card that we got for you is the Page of Rods. So it looks like you're starting to take actions in a new way. Okay, because that's what the rods is all about, right? The rods is about it's about action, it's about passion, it's about desire, things that you want to go for. Like, so it's like you're learning how to use to act in this new and different way, but it's like what's the word for it? Since it's a page, right? It's like you're going to have like a beginner's luck with it. That's the thing, you'll have a beginner's luck with it. But the thing is that perhaps you might actually take on a little too much, thinking that you can handle it. Okay, it's like when you make a plan of action of, okay, like I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do all these things. You make this list, this to-do list, right? And I'm going to, like, I want to change my physical appearance. So I'm going to eat all of this different food. I'm going to work out. I'm going to, go out there. I'm going to get red light therapy. I'm going to go out in the sun twice a day, whatever. All of these list of things. It's like you could take on a little too much. Like slow incremental changes are kind of the way to go, even though Rod's energy is very much not like that. They like to just act. They want to just do the thing. They want to get it done. They're like, I got it, right? I can do this. I can do this. And then they drop it, right? Oh shit, they need a little bit of help. So you have to realize that it is good that you're taking these new actions and doing this new thing. You will have, like I said, a beginner's luck on it, but just try not to overdo it. Okay, because the next card energies that we got for you is the 5 of Swords. Okay, so it's like you're at a crossroads basically when it comes to something, and it's gonna probably have to do with communicating, okay, or like a battle. Like a battle is done, the battle is over. Okay, but now how do you walk away with dignity? How do you walk away letting the other person have their dignity and their respect? How do you verbally come to this? It's like after winning like a court case or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that just like came to like, so like let's say like two people, like a Judge Judy type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, let's say they were friends that were like suing each other or something like that. And now one won and the other one didn't. It's like, well, how do you let each other walk away, like still respecting and honoring each other as human beings, but also honoring the whatever the fight, the argument was, as being this was the final judgment, because there's going to be like one winner and one loser, right? So that's what's happened here with the Five of Swords. There's been some type of battle that has happened, and now that is over with. And so now it's like, who's stuck cleaning up after the battle? It seems like you are the one that's stuck cleaning up after it. Okay, because you took new actions in this new way. And so now this is the results that you're getting. Lastly, the card we got for you, okay, which I find this very interesting. It's like, because of these actions, you have made a shift of some sort, and it's a major shift. And it's the Ace of Rods, which, you know, this is like discovering something that you truly love, like a new passion of yours. It's like been ignited inside you. And now it's like you want to eat, sleep, and drink. Like, how do I get more of that? How do I get more of that feeling? I want that feeling, you know? And so you have been guided to that. And so I would say just keep taking whatever new actions it is. But like I said, just don't let yourself burn out. I just want to say, like, don't let yourself burn out. But I don't think that's going to happen, because the hidden energies that we got for you. Hi, Susan. So the hidden energies that we got for you is, I love this card, the Star card. So it's so funny, because I've been talking about like taking it slow, right? And that's what the Star card is all about. It's about having you take slow steps to lead you to exactly what it is, your destiny. They're leading you on your path of destiny. You are on your path of destiny. And if you just listen to those little nudges and you keep taking those actions and you don't overwhelm yourself, all right, and you're willing to clean up the mess verbally, communication wise, thought wise, you're willing to like clean up and let that go and let like walk away with dignity, so to speak. You know, like, yeah, you're going to find you're going to fulfill your mission. You know, you're going to fulfill your purpose here. So I'm not sure what those actions and stuff are, but I definitely wish you the best of luck on whatever it is that you are doing that's in a new and different way. I really hope that you do good. You do have natural luck. You're going to have natural luck. So, yeah. Hey, girl. I saw Susan come in the chat, so. Yes. I hope that helps, Crystal. I hope that helps. All right. So next person we got is Geraldine. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Clearing the energy in me here. Yes, stop. Okay. They're getting loud and they're getting noisy up here already, so I'm like really having to like quiet my team down. A lot of telepathy going on up here with people. Okay. All right, tuning into Geraldine. There we go. Okay. Geraldine. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. They're like, oh, she's going to love her reading. Okay, well, I hope that they have something really good planned for you then. Okay. So for Geraldine. Just reading, please. Okay, we're there. We're ready. We're about to cut the deck. For Geraldine. Here we go. What are her guides? What does her team want to tell her? All right. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2. What's the last part? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow. So we got some collective energy cards coming forward, because, you know, that's how I look at it whenever I see repeat cards. You're going to have some repeat cards, Geraldine. I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. But the first card we got is not a repeat card. And the first card we got is the moon. I get the feeling that this past full moon, blood moon, was very important to you energetically. But either way, it's like, so the moon's energy is all about illusion, right? It's about creativity. It's about seeing things like a Pisces in a way. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing things a little bit like a dreamy kind of Neptunian type of, where it's not exactly completely true, but it's beautiful. Whatever it is, it's beautiful. Okay. So the other thing is like it can be extremes. So there could be some extremes going on in your life right now where it's like on this, if you pay attention to the cycles, that's like, let's say you're paying attention to your moods, or you're paying attention to, like, let's say Freya, right? And how she does with certain, maybe even how she's affected by the moon or something. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like you're paying attention to different cycles, okay? And how those interplay with your daily life. All right. Trying to think if there's anything else connected to this moon card. I just know that I feel like they're like, I know you know the moon card probably even better than I do. I feel like you always help me out with the moon card. So I'm just going to say that much about the moon and the fact that it's not as bright as the sun. You know what I'm saying? It is still shining light on truth, but because it's a reflected light from the sun, it's like the truth that you might be seeing could be a little bit gray, a little bit hazy, a little bit fuzzy, you know. So it's like you might want to hold off and wait to see what it is that you're actually seeing before you take any actions on something. The next card we got, though, in regards to this moon energy, okay, is the Five of Swords. Okay, so again, we're like cleaning up after a battle. Like, what has happened here? Like, do you feel like you have been taken from? You know, do you feel like there's just a fight that you cannot win verbally, like with the communication wise? And it's like you have to just decide, you know what, I'm just going to cut my losses and I'm going to go from here. But again, I would draw forward what I said for Christelle when it comes to the Five of Swords. It is like, how do you allow people to walk away with dignity, you know, and respect for each other? Because the Five of Swords, the fives are definitely about transition. And so there has been some communication that has just created these sparks and created this battle. And now it's time to put those away, and it's time to take what is yours, and maybe not even take just what's yours. Maybe you have to take what else is other people's as well, you know. But either way, it has to be cleaned up, whether it's just you and you don't ever talk to whoever else it is again, or whether you end up talking to each other, like in communicating still again. It's like the mess has still been made, communication wise, verbally, like it still has been made, and that will need to be cleaned up inside yourself. Okay, lastly, I think it's kind of funny because we got another cycle card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So even though we've had this intense moon energy, which like isn't really showing you exact, so if there's something you thought you like, I know this for sure, maybe it has to do with this battle that happened, like, well, maybe not, maybe there's been some blurring of not really knowing the truth exactly entirely. But what is coming around here is that your luck is about to change in this regard. So if you've had bad luck in some area, like, just realize that you are about to have an opportunity. It is time sensitive, right? So you're about to have an opportunity to change all that and to ride that wheel to the top. So to where you're on top now. Okay, now the hidden energies that they want you to be aware of and pay attention to is the Hermit, another return card here. So we got the Hermit again. So people out there listening to this, we need to do some inner work. We need to do some inner research on ourselves. Like, what's our true intentions, our motivations, our desires, our weaknesses, our energetic anchors, our strengths. Like, what do we know about ourselves at this point? You're going to have to go look for something. There is something they're asking you to look at. Okay, and maybe it has to do with some of the things that I just mentioned. But either way, that's more something that you're doing in a way that's like it's subconscious. That's the word I was looking for. Subconscious. It's like a subconscious thing that you're doing, and so it's like, even though there may have been a battle, even though you might not have seen the truth exactly the right way, it's like, so there's going to be like this cycle where it comes through and it lifts you back up to the top, and it's going to teach you something about yourself. It's going to, once those swords, see, because look at those swords are behind him now. So once those swords from the Five of Swords get cleaned up and put away, it is going to show you something really powerful truth about yourself. So I'm really excited for that for you. So I hope that helps. And I love you. Okay. Wow, those must have been good. Everyone got all quiet. Everyone's just listening. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah. Yeah. I hope that made sense. I know even if it I know you're like why are you not out here doing tarot readings? Cuz seriously, I just know from little things that you've said here and there when it comes to helping me interpret the cards, even like, or in the Blue Flame Collective helping us remind people of like what else the cards mean. It's like you have a very solid foundation of knowledge when it comes to astrology and tarot. So, like maybe you should be out here giving me a reading. All right. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? We're losing people in the chat, or losing people in the stream. So I'm thinking of maybe this will just be a short one. What time is it? Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that was it so far, but I don't know if there was anyone else that would like a reading. So I'm going to give you all a few minutes to see if anyone else wants one. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's got some herb projects to do at the moment. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, Sea Beach. You always show up in here every now and then. Okay. Is that financial transaction I'm waiting on going to happen in the next few days? Okay, let's pull a card on this. I'm just going to pull a single card for you as a yes or no for Sea Beach. Oh, I feel like it's like your tax return or something. Is it your tax return you're waiting for Sea Beach? Is the financial transaction going? You're always around? Okay, Sea Beach. I see you now. I hear you. There was one time I actually read I didn't see your question or your ask for the tarot pull until like right as I dismissed it. And I was like so mad about it because I was like, you know what? I could feel the energy of what it was that I would have answered, and I didn't get to tell you. I was so bummed. So I'm glad you said something here before I just went ahead and left. All right. So for Sea Beach, sorry, I've got too chatty now. I had to put the energy back into it. Okay, about the financial transaction. Okay, we're looking for a yes or no here. Is the financial transaction he's waiting for going to happen in a few days? Yes or no? Oh, yes. Yes. It's going to. Look at it. See? This is you with your finances. Like you got it. You got it. It's like yeah. I don't know how else to say it. Just yes. Something else much bigger. Wow. It's saying yes. Okay, because this is like you actually have all your financial needs met and they're stable even, but it's like there's a cost to it. That's the thing. Is like, what is the cost of it? You know what I'm saying? Because costs don't always mean financial. You know what I'm saying? There can be cost to things. So yeah, I hope it comes through. Wow. Well, you know what? If you want to manifest winning the lottery, Victor, you should be able to do that. Yeah, you should. If you already have that belief and you've already managed to manifest 208, like shit, you can do it. Well, there's White Swan. Thanks for still being here. Yeah. The cause has been your sanity. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Well, hopefully this will return some sanity then when it comes through. All right, guys. I guess if there's no one else, I know we're like down to like 6. I know I do go on a long time, and I didn't really have anything any of my stories to talk about too much, other than my crazy sexual energy experiences that I needed to share with you guys. Because I just know I was super interested. I would have liked someone to be able to tell me this type of stuff when I was first coming into all of this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, that's very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, was my driving force behind that, behind like sharing any of it, because like there's a loneliness epidemic, and maybe people don't want to, like I said, like with my last boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? It's like we were long distance, so there was a lot of times where like that was the only way that I could even connect with him, would be in that way, and when I was mad at him, and if he would try to, I'd be like, no, get out of here, that's how. So I hope you all found this helpful. I don't really see too much else going on in the chat. I guess I'm just grateful that it didn't come through as Chinese or Spanish or anything like that, because I don't know if you guys saw that whole ordeal. Yeah, I was in Remember Your Mission, Matthew Mornian's stream. And I guess that was when this big glitch came through where everyone couldn't speak English. You could only speak in other languages. And it was like, why would that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that get manifested? You know what I'm saying? Like, was that just a big, like, was it like a mirror effect from, like, I don't know. I just, something said something like just now. Something just said something right now, just in my ear. I don't know what it is yet, but yeah, I want to know, like, why would that happen? What is, like, yes, glitch, okay, but what's the deeper meaning behind that? Like what is the spiritual significance behind that? Because I don't know. I feel like most things have another reality. You know what I thought? Oh, this was not a good way to look at it, though. I honestly thought maybe it's like they're trying to wipe out English. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to wipe that out. I mean, look at even the Super Bowl halftime show was all in Spanish, and they didn't even put any subtitles on it. So I thought, is YouTube trying to be like, big old middle finger to the English speakers? I don't know. This was just like random thoughts. Wipe out the English. Oh, Quebec. Yeah. Because they're all French up there, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh no, now Sea Beach is white right now. Don't mess with me like that, Sea Beach. I cannot read other languages. I could not. And I couldn't copy and paste what people were writing and put it into Google Translate either. So we were all just sitting there talking in the chat, and it was like a book reading, right, guys? So it was like it was question and answer time, and we couldn't even ask any questions or answers or get any answers because we couldn't ask the fucking questions. It was like horrible, Like I can't imagine if I was sitting there thinking like, wow, everyone's just writing in other languages. What the fuck is that about? I think I'd be a little bit ticked about that at first, right? It was a really weird glitch. All right, guys. On that note, there's nothing else. I will be back. Oh, I am going to be, I can't remember if it's a live stream or not, so don't quote me on this. But I'm going to be doing a show with Anchor Haven. If any of you guys know Anchor Haven, Julia from Anchor Haven, I'm going to be doing a show with her on Monday. And if you haven't already, check out Typical Skeptic Podcast, because I did a show with him last Thursday, and it was super fun. It was last minute, and My guides have been telling me that I was going to be doing it on the 26th. I was going to be on there, and I didn't believe them. And then it happened. Like all the other things that they say is going to happen, and then it happens. It's like, but then there's a lot of things that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That happen. Oh, it says we understand anything you're saying, everything you're saying. Oh, okay, cool, like that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, there. White Swan posted Anchor Haven's channel in the chat there for anyone who wants to check it out. Love you too. Love you bunches. Sea Beach. Yeah. All right, I had a really great time today, and it has come to that time again where we have to leave. Why is my edit button still open now? Oh. Yeah, it wouldn't let me. I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't let me change my my audio. Like it says webcam live, but yeah. I literally just hurried up and finished and wrote it. My detailed description is it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. I love you guys. I love you. I love you, White Swan. I don't see an end button. Is the problem now, guys. I don't see. Oh, there's the end stream. They moved it. Okay. All right. I'm about to leave. Everyone, say a little prayer for the world. May we all get put into our alignment. Hopefully, this is just a shakeup of the chaos before the order and not the new world one, like a better one where we actually are able to live a life that is more in service and more fulfilling and more with purpose. And I pray for all of you guys right now. I pray that everyone who watches this stream now and in the future, that they have one huge, big synchronicity in their lives happen over the next week. And when they have it happen, they'll be like, oh yeah, she said this was going to happen. Boom. I'm giving that all to you. And that synchronicity is going to be another step on your path of destiny. That is what I pray for all of you. All right. Bye.